What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today you guys caught me in the kitchen. I was just about to whip up a batch of my homemade Puerto Rican Sofrito, and I figured why not just turn on the camera and bring you guys along. It's so easy to do with just 6 simple ingredients, and there are so many variations of the Sofrito. There isn't just like one go-to recipe. A lot of people like to add oil, or they even add tomatoes. I personally don't add either of those because I use this as a cooking base for like almost all of my meals. I don't always want to have tomatoes in every dish, so I opted out of that, and I can just add that to a dish if it's needed. I use it for spaghetti, I use it for tacos, I use it for chili, I use it for my rice. I use this for so many things. It just flavors so many dishes. It really brings to life a lot of my dishes, so it's definitely something that I like to keep on hand, and it is just time for me to make a new batch, so I figured why not just turn on the camera and just share this recipe with you guys. So without further ado, let's get started. Go over the ingredients. You're gonna need a bunch of cilantro, a bunch of culantro, which is cilantro's cousin. This is kind of hard to find. Check your local international mart to see if you can find the culantro. It's kind of hard to find at just a regular grocery store. I know in my area, the only place I can find it is at Compare. Then we have some ají dulce, which is a Spanish sweet pepper. These are homegrown. I grew these in my backyard garden. Again, these are usually kind of hard to find. If not, you can use the prepackaged peppers that you can find at your local groceries, the little small sweet ones. If not, also check the international mart. Usually they have these, but they are usually green. I like to pick mine when they are red. Make sure that you ask for the sweet ones because there are some similar peppers that look like this as well, but they are hot, spicy. You don't want the spicy ones, you want the sweet ones. Then I'm going to be using 2 green peppers, 2 onions, and a 1/3 cup of garlic cloves. So I'm going to get this all chopped up, and then we're going to get this into our blender. A food processor is probably better, but my food processor is out of commission at the moment, so I'm going to be using a blender today. I have all my ingredients chopped and ready to go into the food processor. I like to start with adding the onions first, so I'm gonna go ahead and get some onions in, and I feel like this helps with the liquid so that I don't have to add any oil. Some people add oil because it gets too thick and they need something in there to emulsify things, but I feel like if I add the onion first, it's not needed. So I'm gonna go ahead and get some of this onion blended, then I will add in other ingredients. Go ahead and add in some of these peppers, and then I'm gonna add in some garlic. There isn't really any order. You just add things, but you just want to make sure that it doesn't get too thick on you. And you really want to make sure that you clean the cilantro and the culantro really good because they tend to come really dirty. And then I even clipped off the ends with some kitchen shears because those were dirty as well. And I triple washed these very good. Make sure you get them washed up really good. Add in some more peppers. These are the ají dulces. I'm gonna add in some more garlic and some more onions. And I do have a pulse option on my blender that I probably will use so that it doesn't get too liquidy. If you want the sofrito to have some type of substance, I'm just gonna use a spatula to help me clean off the sides and get some of this other stuff down near the blades. I'm gonna add in some more onion and get some more of these herbs in there. That onion really got me good. I'm just gonna push down some of these herbs so that they are getting chopped up as well. Herbs, some more peppers. Looking good to me. It's all blended and everything is all combined, and this is just a small batch. If you wanted to double it or triple it, that can easily be done by just upping all of the ingredients. And what I like to do is once I have them, I like to pour it into ice cube trays and I store them in the freezer, and then I just pull them out as needed. I feel like that it lasts a lot longer that way, and I don't have to worry about it spoiling in the refrigerator. So it's too easy. If I know I'm going to be cooking something that I want to use it in, I would just pull out a couple of cubes and just let it come to room temperature, or even even put it overnight in the refrigerator, and then it's just defrosted, it's thawed out, and it's ready to go. So I'm gonna show you what that looks like right now. This is just flavor waiting to be cooked with. This is definitely gonna flavor your dishes. So this is definitely a win for moms when you wanna add those extra flavors, but your kids are picky over onion chunks or pepper chunks. This is gonna season it and flavor it without any chunks. Your kids are gonna be like, wow, this is yummy, when they're getting in all those added ingredients and nutrients, and they don't even know it. I know I like to add a lot of things to my spaghetti as far as like onions and peppers, and my girls have gotten a little picky when they see things that they're unfamiliar with, and then they don't want to eat it. So this is definitely a great way to season your meal and flavor your meal without having the chunk. This is how it's looking. It's kind of liquidy, but it's not too liquidy. Still has some substance to it. It's kind of chunky, which is what I want. Probably could have added another onion, but I'm just gonna let it go with this. So I'm gonna lay out a piece of parchment paper just for easy cleanup purposes, and I will pour them in this tray, get them popped in the freezer, and then once they are frozen, I will take them out of these trays and store them in a Ziploc bag. So very carefully, I'm gonna get the sofrito poured into these trays without making a huge mess.